What up? This is Leroy Gang 85, aka The Last Dragon, and I'm doing a part two of my Jackie Chan collection. I was doing a response to Philly 2K5041. He did a video talking about his Jackie Chan collection, and I showcased a whole bunch of DVDs I got from pretty much from Amazon. They're awesome, even with the used sellers. Pretty much I pay for the shipping. The DVDs are dirt cheap, and these are the ones I've had already from my house, my own collection. So I just want to showcase what I didn't show from the other video. So I guess I'll start with the Rush Hour collection. So that's Rush Hour 1. Self-explanatory. I mean, Tom, Dick, and Harry. Everyone's pretty much seen this. Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, directed by Brett Ratner. Um, Taking the idea of East meets West, Jackie Chan's brand of filmmaking, and putting Chris Tucker's crazy hectic style, and then kind of blend it together, and it's very well made. It's funny. It has action. It has pretty much all you would expect for these two, and the formula was so successful. Obviously, they've done sequels. Rush Hour 2. Um, Now, this sequel came out, and this one was pretty good. Pretty much they take that same old style that they worked in the first one and infused in the second one. It has also the what's her name again? Zhang Yi. I'll have to look up her name. No. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Zhang Ziyi. She was the young woman in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She's done quite a few films. House of Flying Daggers is the one I can think of. I can't think of anything else right at the top of my head at the point. But yeah. I as far as the sequel's concerned, this one was pretty well made. Not as good as the first. A lot of sequels never live up to the first, but pretty worthy. Now I only got this because it was just to add to the collection. Rush Hour 3. This was done way years later after the second one, and then it doesn't work. Like they try to infuse all the magic that worked in the first film, even in the second one. Some of the jokes were just kind of just blah. They were just like outdated. Um, this is pretty much a cash grab. I mean, come on. Chris Tucker hasn't acted anything since Rush Hour 2. He took the money, and I don't blame him. I mean, the film is just blah. And now there's even talk of the fourth one. I mean, please, don't ruin. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Leave it be. Like I'll just always remember Rush Hour. Now, I got this at Best Buy. Great deal. I got this a while back. It was for like $4.99. It's Jackie Chan collection. It has 8 films. I mean, for $5, dudes, you can't beat this. And read out some of the stuff here. So this one has Operation Condor 2. Now I think it goes in mixed order. Armor of God, that came out first, and that was Jackie Chan's version of like the Indiana Jones series. And I think Operation Condor is the sequel to Armor of God. So of course, the American versions, they always screw it up. What else is in here? Jackie Chan's Project A. That was also a classic one with Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung and Yuen Biao. And they've done many films in the 80s. Jackie Chan's Project A2 is a good one. This one also has Super Cop, which I already showed in my other video, but I wanted that version more. This one also has Dragon Lords, another early 80s of period kung fu film. Twin Dragons. That one was the impetus to the Jean-Claude Van Damme's Double Impact. That's a remake pretty much of Twin Dragons. Jackie Chan plays himself, twins. And then they have the Accidental Spy, which I didn't see. So pretty much I bought this for Operation Condors and the Project A movies. So for $5, you really can't go wrong with that. My all-time favorite Jackie Chan film, which is Drunken Master. Uh, you know, he pretty much struggled during the early '70s after Bruce Lee died. You know, everyone, the producers in Hong Kong were kind of looking for like the next Bruce Lee, and they were trying to force feed him into these type of movies and roles that Jackie Chan wasn't didn't feel natural doing. So he was already had a contract with a certain production company and director, and this new other producer, Eng Si-young, was working doing his own stuff with seasonal films and kind of made a deal to borrow Jackie for a couple of films, and this is one of the ones that he did, and also directed by Yu Won Ping. People don't know him. He pretty much choreographed The Matrix, Kill Bill series. I can keep going. The guy is like a legend in Hong Kong as action sequences go, and even now here in the States, I mean, he's pretty well known. He spanned all the way from the '70s until today. So one of the all time great action choreographers and directors as far as martial arts films concerned. Anyway, stars Jackie Chan, um, and this if you learn about his comedy, you kind of get. It is probably the best kung fu comedy film ever made. It infuses his style of comedy, kung fu, storyline, and if anyone's familiar with Wong Fei Hung, the Jet Li series Once Upon a Time in China, he plays it's a Confucius, do good character, and it's funny because he plays a young Wong Fei Hung in this, but it's kind of like the opposite of what people have seen of Wong Fei Hung in Hong Kong. He's more of a slapstick comedy, and I don't know if at the time like that was kind of a shock, but it, some of the stuff in here is hilarious to me. I still watch it and laugh, and I can't get enough of this. And Columbia's TriStar released this a few years back, and this is probably the best version of Drunken Masters that I've seen as far as picture quality, and it has a great audio commentary by Rick Myers, and he's also another martial arts aficionado. He's done tons of commentaries and interviews, and like I said, like I'm a film geek, and I'm also this is my favorite genre, so I'm always listening, trying to gain more knowledge, and this is definitely a good listen if anyone wants to listen to the commentary for this particular DVD, Drunken Master, the original. It also spawned a sequel, Drunken. Actually, it spawned actually a couple sequels. There's an unofficial sequel that came out after this called Dance of the Drunk Mantis that stars the old Shifu here, Sam Seed. That was kind of like his own little standalone movie, and he's had that particular actor here has done tons of movies since, and that was an unofficial sequel. It doesn't have Jackie Chan in there, and of course the Drunken Master 2, which is Legend of the Drunken Master, has some of the most brilliant action sequences ever filmed, and I do have that DVD. Just can't seem to find the case. So silly me. Another one is a classic, Young Master. This came out about what 78, 79. This also was directed by Jackie Chan, and this is also a good classic. You know, if you guys already seen all the '90s stuff, then I really suggest trying the '70s stuff with like Drunken Master, Young Master. Um, Here's another one that was also a classic. Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. This is the film that kind of like in Hong Kong kind of like started his career, and also stars that same guy here, Sam Seed, plays a different character, and also directed by Yu Won Ping. And I kind of like had that little. This came out actually first, then Drunken Master, and then that kind of like propelled Jackie's career from there. Then he did like Young Master, which I showed, Fearless Hyena, and also another film from the other set I just showed you, Dragon Lord, and like his career just propelled further and further. Um, of course, this is the Karate Kid remake with Jackie Chan and Will Smith's son Jaden Smith. I'm a huge fan of the original, so I was a little worried on this, but I saw this in the movie theater and I was surprised. It definitely does take a lot of elements from the original, obviously, and it kind of makes it its own. They kind of take the template and they change it basically the kid moves to China, and he's not really learning karate. He's learning kung fu. So I guess marketing wise, they couldn't call it the kung fu kid, so they kept it at karate kid. I guess just marketing reasons. But Jackie Chan plays the Mr. Miyagi character, but he's not named Mr. Miyagi. Obviously, his name is Mr. Han, and he plays a janitor, and he kind of like builds a relationship with the Jaden Smith character. He teaches him kung fu, but not only does he teach him about kung fu, he kind of uses it to also teach him about many elements of life, as far as learning about being polite, showing respect to elders, and X, Y, and Z. And they both developed this relationship that they both needed, kind of like what the original does, where Jaden needed like a father figure, and Mr. Han, Jackie Chan needed kind of needed that son in his life, and you kind of learn more about his life and why he acts the way he acts in the movie, without giving it away. But like I said, it is a bit long, but it has some great cinematography, and the crane kick in here is not used, but they kind of do a different move at the end. I don't want to give it away. I'm sure people have already seen this already, but it's definitely different than what the Ralph Macchio. Ralph Macchio was more. He was more of like that rebel. He wasn't really good doing the action sequences, but this one is different comparison as far as action. It's brutal. I mean, the kids in here are beating the crap out of Jade Smith, and I mean like brutally. It's not like the choreography in this is much more sharp and much more direct than the original was. The original was more about the story, and that's what I love about it. And like I said, this one does have a good story, but the action sequences are much more better and crisper. And Jaden Smith is, I mean, he pulls it off as far as the athleticism and him doing the kung fu. He's good at it. So when you watch him doing the last sequence, you go like, oh, okay. And that was kind of hot the way they did it. So here's another one I forgot that I had. This is a 70s Jackie Chan film, and this is Dragon Fist. Not that great of a film, but has some pretty good action sequences. Jackie Chan does kick some serious ass in here. This is probably like pre, you know, his own style of action with the stunts and the comedy. This one is one of more of his serious, just action kung fu type of films, and it's not great, but it's definitely worth a watch. It's just kind of hard to find, so you probably have to do a little searching on it. But if you can, I definitely recommend Dragon Fist. Another one, which is doing his '80s fame, is Wheels on Mills. This is not released officially in the U.S., so pretty much if you're a martial arts guy like me, you can find this in New York City anywhere. eBay. You can do a little Google search and you can find, all these type of martial arts films you can find. Like I said, it stars Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, and Yun Biao. And I didn't see all this yet. I bought this a few years back, but I do remember the fight sequence at the end when he fights Benny the Jet, and that's one of the most famous martial arts fight scenes ever filmed. So, matter of fact, now that I mention it, I guess I'll have to give this a watch and let you know how it is. But yeah, this is definitely a good one. And once again, check out these two guys' pages, Philly2K5481, and also Adam Likes Metal. And to any other martial arts Jackie Chan fans out there, hope you guys enjoy that. And peace.